Oh. Hmm. All right. I think I'm live on all platforms now. Hmm. It's different, bro. This is a friendly reminder that all members of the NBA are very good at basketball. Playoff mode. Hang it up. Stop calling him legendary. Hmm. I was watching this video. Um, somebody, the premise of the video was, what does KD and Machiavelli have in common, or something about Machiavelli knew that KD was coming, something of that nature. Basically, what he was saying was Machiavelli was talking about how there's certain types of people out there that that try to gain power through various ways, and he was saying how KD's method of gaining power um was more nefarious. It was more cunning. Like there was a lot of mental mind games and just like underhanded tactics in which he wanted to succeed. But in doing so, he yearns for that credibility, that sense of respect, uh, because he doesn't get it initially from his successes. Uh, in other words, getting those two rings at the Warriors is like, people go, yeah, he got them rings, but they're not his rings. Like that's what people like to say about him, right? Like those aren't. That's not Joe T. Mercy rule. Because why is he that productive? Why is he throwing? Why is he dropping 30 that quickly, bro? What happened? Oh my goodness. Those are pure buckets. Bro, that pass LeBron did earlier in this game was kind of terrifying. That bullet beam pass he did earlier. Oh no. Hmm. AI. AI. Well, for this season, this playoff season, or bro, I didn't realize how long he'd been on the Lakers until somebody said it out loud. They said, "Yeah, he joined when he was 33." I said, "What? What?" Yeah, exactly. 33 years old was apparently how old he was when he joined the Lakers. Which, you, if you are as good as LeBron at that age, yes, you can too also participate. S'mores, why are you 6'9"? That's what they be doing to people in the NBA, bro. People 6'2", 6'3", they're calling them little guy. Gino, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
How long you draw Power Rangers? I don't think I understand your question completely. Are you asking how long I've been drawing this one? This drawing? Or are you asking like, how long I've been drawing Power Rangers in general? Um, yeah, KD had gotten injured at some point during this playoff season, S'mores, and then he came back, but then he just didn't show up after that. And I don't know if he got injured again or if he just lost the will to compete. I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. Jeez. No, it gets to a point where being that tall is actually an inconvenience. The body start getting like people don't understand the body start to get heavy, bro. The body the body starts to get heavy after a certain height, bro. Even like at my height, I can kind of feel my own weight. I'm not that heavy, but I can feel that weight. I'm like, yeah, this is a weight. There's a bit of weight on me. I'm not. Oh, like for which game? Yeah. I ain't going there. Me and my friends love Ultraman very much, but he also likes Kamen Rider Agito. That's with Agito. I like that. See. Hmm? On the left, I have no idea. I didn't even know that's who you was talking about.
I don't. No. What? I mean, tomorrow is Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, you for you know, but you are hour back. Was he was he just not as good or? Hmm. Hmm. Or when same thing with Michael Jordan's brother. He was talking about how like the only thing stopping his brother from being like better than him is him being short. Like he only 5'9". But his brother got hops too. Like the genetics did not pass him in terms of athleticism. I saw him dunk. I said, "Oh, yep, yeah, that's his brother." Hmm. Lamelo is the Lamelo is the Gen Z that people think we are. Kind of one day you draw Ultraman and Kamen Rider Agito. I wanted to give him a gift. Ultraman maybe I'll watch Ultraman if I finish Kamen Rider. Next to next to Nash. Oh no, this man's Morse is on a mission. Insane. No, he found out. He knows who she is. That's enough. There's no way. That is insane. She got you messed up this bad. Let me take a gander at this. It can't be that severe. Let me take a gander at this. It can't be that. It can't be like that. It can't be that bad, bro. It can't be that bad. Okay, yeah, I understand that it could be that bad. It could potentially be that. It could potentially be that bad. Yeah, no, that's dangerous. Should probably stay away from that. I think, yeah, you stand there thinking to yourself, you know what? I think I can do this. I think I have what it takes. Why did I even sign up for this? And then you look up in the air and you smile because you go, "All right, I remember now." You the you the soldier, you the soldier with the pendant. Yo, very off topic. Is the gang caught up with Born Again? Okay, just checking. Apparently, the last episode dropping next week. Hmm. Hmm. Born Again will never beat the OG. I I will say I do like the OG version more for sure, but this was not too bad. It's solid. It's solid. You know what I'm saying? It's solid. No. 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 No sell. Sometimes you gotta no sell it. How do you approach rendering lighting? The way you do it makes your work stand out so well. Thank you, the real Spike 787. Welcome to the stream. To answer your question, um, I I kind of just wing it. I in my head I imagine the placement of the lighting. Um, like in my head I'm like, okay, there's a predetermined spot. It's gonna be the bottom right corner of the comp. So like you can see like the sun is more or less the same location on every character. And from that piece of information, I try to remember the properties and elements of lighting uh, on subjects and just try my best to recreate what I think the light would do if the subject was to be lit a certain way. Like I try to take into account the surface. I try to take into account the texture, the form, like the form of the shape, like the 3D figure, and I just try my best to like you know imagine what those look like when lit a certain way. I honestly should be looking at references a lot more than I do right now, but I don't know. It's kind of fun trying to figure out how this would work just by simply thinking about it. But if I wanted to get more accurate representations of lighting, Probably better for me to look up actual photos. But I'm too lazy to look up reference photos, man. It's just too many images out there that aren't what I'm looking for. Like even now, I'm still trying to I'm still kind of problem solving, kind of imagining what could be reflected off of this helmet. I know for a fact. So in my sketch, there is a tree. Let me see if I can pull it up. So I zoom out, you see he's actually hanging on a tree. So I know there's going to be a reflection of the tree bark like right behind him. So that needs to be there. And then of course these leaves up here got to be bouncing off the helmet as well. So like things like that, I try to keep track of the environment, the surface, the form, all those things I take into account when I do the shading and go, okay, this is what I think with all of these elements incorporated together. This is what I think it should look like. Of course, that takes like practice and getting familiar with uh, your materials, your surfaces. Like trying to do it, like trying to wing it the first time is it's gonna not work. So it's just like years and years of trying to do it. It's real. The way the hue changes really blows me away too. Yeah, that the hue is thanks to the gradient map I like using. This layer above right here, like this is what it looks like when I don't have it turned on. So I'm actually just shading in grayscale this entire time. But when I turn on the gradient map, it changes all of my values to the color that represents that specific value on the gradient map. I made a, you've probably seen it, I don't know. I made a tutorial on how I like do it specifically. But it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple, like um, how to set it up so that you can just work in real time with your values. HDR. Yeah, there it is. Oh, what? I've never seen that before. I'll check it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you go to my channel, it should say gradient map shading. I do remember seeing a title that was very isekai-esque, and I saw a clip of it where like he gets like sent into like a fantasy world, but he's still a like a Sentai character. I was like, huh. The what? I only just started seeing your content pop up again recently, but a while ago when I first found your channel, you really inspired me to get back into drawing again. Oh, cool. Oh, oh, you were watching that one. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh yeah. You talking about the samurai or not? Was it samurai? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Um, at some point, probably just to see what it's about. Um, maybe when I make my way towards the end of like my journey with the live action Kamen Rider, because I'm like halfway done with it, which is kind of scary to think about. But yeah, Sky was playing it a few times in here like years ago, and we kind of fell off of it. But I remember like the last like memories I had of that episode, that show, it just turned up like out of nowhere, and I was like, oh wait. It got real quick. What? 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 Bro, just ignorance, bro. Every day. Hmm. What best size most people buying poster? Um, Usually people like to get 8x10s or um 11x17s, 12x18s. People like buying those too. Recently though, people like to get 5x7s, where because super small, super compact. I need to follow the form of the helmet more with the reflection. Otherwise, I'm gonna make it look too flat. Arturo Brizuela, 6180. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hey man, how are you? I saw your latest video and started following you. Your draws are amazing. I like your coloring style. Greetings from Argentina. Welcome. Argentina, that's pretty cool. I'm glad my video reached you. And thank you. On hidden? Oh, this guy. Um this is Magna Defender. He it's interesting. So in this season, Lost Galaxy, um, these five Rangers. Okay, how can I start this? So okay. I'm gonna just explain the first episode. Um, they, for whatever reason, I forget why, but on Earth they decide to build a space, um, like colony that travels to find a new planet. So they literally build like a city large spaceship. Um, and a bunch of people were given passports to like join on the search for a new planet, and they basically get to live on there. Like it's like a simulated version of Earth, that little city ship they got, and they're voyaging through space. um the main character Leo gets on illegally. Like he like finds a way to get onto the ship by pretending to be a soldier. um and meanwhile, on a planet known as Miranoi, uh there's a civilization there being attacked by like evil, and on their planet they have like these legendary sabers that, if the sabers like deem you worthy, you can lift them out of the ground. Arthur Excalibur type beat. Um and those are like the destined warriors to protect, I don't know, the galaxy or whatever. So they go, Leo, the one who's like basically a stowaway. His brother is actually part of the army, or the group that's like the defense group. So he finds that he's there. A portal comes out of Miranoi to where they were training. They go through it. They fight the evil guys over there. Find out that some of them are chosen, so they take out the swords and they're battling. Leo's brother is one of the chosen ones, but Leo's brother Mike falls like into a pit because like some earthquake thing happens with the like one of the enemies causes an earthquake or whatever. And so Mike is like, "Here, you can carry on for me," and gives him his saber. So Leo is now the Red Ranger instead of his brother Mike, and Mike falls to his death. Or so we thought. turns out, turns out, an old warrior from thousands of years ago, known as the Magna Defender, um, saw that Mike was dying, and in order to save him, basically like he swaps life forces with him because he himself was like trapped in the same like pit that he basically fell in. So to get them both out, he like essentially lets Mike like he I don't know how it worked, but Mike ended up like taking the body of the Magna Defender in a weird way. Like he when he unmasks, it's Mike's body, but like Magna Defender is the one that's controlling him. Um, but eventually Magna Defender kind of like fades away. Finally, like he finally rests and gives Mike back his body. Now Mike is the Magna Defender. So yeah, this is so Leo is the Red Ranger. Mike is his brother. He's the Magnet Defender. This was, I think, 97. Yeah. It was the season right after Power Rangers in Space. And Power Rangers in Space was like kind of like the end of one major like story arc from all the way from Mighty Morphin, the first Power Ranger season. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the story that starts there technically ends in space, and then that's when they start doing like the new group of Rangers every season like trend. Huh. he, me- he messed with Voltron too? Freak. He really is a nerd. Yeah, like he really he really down with it. And then he's just bad he's just bad mouthing the audience. These freaking nerds think I actually really like this shit. I'm like, no, Henry, no. Live action Voltron does sound kind of tough. Hmm. I would not mind. I would not mind seeing a live action Voltron. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Hmm. Are they working on a Gundam live action? Oh, there it is. How do you sketch characters so consistently well? They always have really realistic proportions and muscle groups. If you have any videos on the human form, I'd love to give them a watch. I sadly don't have any videos pertaining to the human body. Um, I it's weird. It's hard to explain how I approach the human body because I noticed a lot of the things are kind of, I guess for lack of a better term, they're more on the automatic sense, like I'm using proportion relations. Like I know, okay, like I know the deltoid is supposed to be a certain size in comparison to the tricep, but I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what it is lengthwise or proportion wise. Like I don't have the exact number in my head. I just look at it and go, okay, I know that tricep is a bit too long for this arm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I kind of like treat it when I draw the human body. Like it's proportions that I've just like picked up on just from trying to draw it over and over. But I wouldn't be able to tell you like the exact proportion mathematically. Um, and sometimes I think that can honestly be a crutch. Like it's definitely good to maintain consistency with anatomy, but sometimes you gotta have to like I'm starting to understand that sometimes you have to stretch the anatomy, or sometimes you gotta like bend the rules a bit to make something look interesting. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to like experiment with that a little bit more. It's definitely hard because I'm always trying to like maintain like, hey, does this look right? But also I see other artists like push the boundaries of like what is anatomically correct, and it creates very captivating visuals. So now that's kind of like what I'm training to get more and more comfortable with. But to answer your question, it really is just like a matter of consistently drawing human anatomy and then picking up over time the proportions and just trying to maintain them. Hmm? Hmm. Just to kind of like provide like a demonstration of bits and pieces of things I do from my drawings. Uh, Yeah. Yeah. I honestly what I should be doing because uh there's a lot of good resources already out there. Um the problem is I never keep them because usually what ends up happening is something will pop up on my feed and I go, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool." And I'll just like remember it, but I always forget like who did it. I don't record. Yeah, like I don't remember who did it, but I remember the actual like tutorial or I remember the lesson and I just internalize it and then use it for later. But I never remember who it is. So anytime somebody's like, "Hey yo, what resources should I look up?" and I'm like, "Frick." So now I've been trying to do better at like remembering where I saw stuff or I try to like keep like my bookmarks intact so that in the event somebody does ask me, I'd be like, "Okay, I think I remember where this is." Right. I remember them having like that feature. I don't know if it's still people can still do it. Because I mean, I don't know. YouTube is weird. Like sometimes they'll keep like certain features and then take away certain others. But I feel like that's a thing where you can go to somebody's channel and if they have a channel they recommend, you can like check out the videos they like from it. Like a little like a tab that's available for people to look at. I feel like that's a thing. That sounds like a thing. Hmm. Um. Oh, this does kind of look like Magneto, like a green Magneto. Sorry for the tough questions. If you had to learn to draw again from scratch, knowing what you know now, what would that process look like? Um, that's actually a solid question. What would I do if anything different? Probably, hmm, it probably won't be too different from what I'm doing now in the sense of practice because for me, I kind of treat these drawings as training while I'm doing them, right? Like these types of drawings, there's no client, there's no real deadline. Like I am the first audience member, so at the end of the day, this drawing is really meant for self-indulgence, low key, and then also whoever else might be interested in seeing this drawing. Like some people are like, "Hey, dude, can you do Lost Galaxy?" And for a while, I was reluctant because I was like, "I don't want to mess with Lost Galaxy." But then I had an idea where I was like, "Oh wait, I kind of want to see how that looks." So now I have a reason to draw it, um, and that's how I treat my drawings. So the reason why I say my methods of practice wouldn't be too different is because I use these drawings as an opportunity to try stuff or to improve on things that I'm like currently trying to master. So it's like, okay, I want to draw, for example, this drawing I'm using to get better at landscapes because it's like, okay, like the Rangers, they encompass the bottom part of this composition, right? And then, Magnet Defenders on the top left. The rest of this is landscape. And that was by design because I wanted to intentionally have more space dedicated to landscapes because I don't do landscapes like super in depth. Like I'll have landscapes in my drawings, I'll have backgrounds, but they're not super detailed or super focused on. So I was like, okay, let me try and focus on backgrounds this time for this drawing. So That's why I feel like my process probably wouldn't change much because I treat each drawing as a learning opportunity to try and just get better at something or refine something in my skill set. It's more fun for me to try and draw something I like and practice at the same time than just pure practice. Like, okay, I want to get better at, I don't know, drawing foreshortening at this angle. So I make it more interesting for me by going, okay, I want to draw Saitama because it's an appropriate character to have doing this pose. Now I get to draw something that interests me, but I also improve on this specific challenge of drawing this character, this anatomy, this perspective. I get to apply it on something and make it more interesting for me than to just do a bland. Let me not say bland, but it's just like a standard like faceless like figure. Now, provided I probably would be able to learn faster if I just did the exercises and not full blown drawings. That's for sure. Um, but I also take advantage of social media when doing that because like you know fully rendered pieces at least for me tend to do better on my profile. So it's like okay, I'm basically trying to accomplish multiple things at once. Let me get the anatomy study in. Let me get the final piece in. Let me get the dopamine release. Let me get some views on this. Let me get some likes. Develop my following as I'm getting better with my art. That's like those are some of the goals that I think about when working on something. Okay, is it something I want to do? Is it gonna help me improve in my work? Is this something people are gonna like? Can I get all of these things accomplished with one drawing? That's kind of like what I'm thinking about when I'm working on these things. And not all these goals have to be met simultaneously either, you know what I'm saying? They don't all have to happen. Sometimes it might just be okay, I just want to see if I can do this. Like I don't care if it doesn't get that many likes. I just want to see if I can do it. Other times it might just be, oh, I want to get likes. Sometimes it's, oh, let me make a print, something that I know will sell. Like I have different goals, so I was like, just try to meet them with my drawings. What? Oh no. What? What? How does that man have two successful cartoons? Very strange. Oh yeah, I forgot about that show. Oh, the voice actor. brother, brother, freaking in the Boondocks, neither Ed nor Jin is voiced by a white man. Both of them are voiced by black men. They're both white in the show. They're both voiced by black men. Freaking Ed Wuncler is Charlie Murphy, bro. Charlie Murphy is Charlie Murphy and Samuel Jackson, bro. He he's basically the closest you'll get without being proper just black. In fact, one of them says the N-word repeatedly. Freaking Jin Rummy, bro. That um are you into the Power Rangers comics? I read a lot of stuff, but I never tried them before. So me, I read up to what story arc was it? I think it was Darkest Hour? I think that was the last thing I watched. Sorry, not watched, read in the Power Rangers comics. I have a lot of the comics collected. I read a lot of the I read most of the stuff they did on Boom Comics from 2016, 2017 till I think it was like 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. Um like I read a lot of that stuff, a lot of those stories, and I actually like them. I like a lot of those comics. They're pretty cool stories. He said, "You know what? Does that does that thing connect to a printer? No. You wanna know why? Because he said he said fellas ain't got nothing to print." uh, yeah, Regina, freaking Regina King is bro. Miley, freaking Miley Flanagan is the voice of Naruto, bro. Principal Perry is the voice of Naruto, and it works. Hola, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Oh, English. What's up? But if you do want to read them Power Rangers comics, Spike, I think it's worth it at least up until Darkest Hour. I don't know what the situation is with the newer stories. Like I can't vet on whether or not they're good, but I at least had a good time reading a lot of the stuff from like the Shattered Grid, Beyond the Grid, uh Death Ranger, Darkest Hour, like all that stuff was interesting to read. I like what they do with some of the because the continuity um is based off of the show, but there's like differences that they intentionally put in there, like things that aren't the exact same. So it gives you like a new take on the show. Like, oh, okay, uh, this is how they approached this story arc, or this is how they explain the events of this thing. Like, it's cool what they do with some of the stuff we've seen from the show. Okay, but I'm a college student. For one of my finals, I have to have an entire 20-page original comic pencil out by next week, so I'm cooked. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 20 pages is a lot. Like, I know that's like a standard like comic book issue. Like, I think the standard comic book issue is like what, 32 pages or something like that. Um, but that is a lot. But also kind of cool. Anyway, I like that that's a project. Um, but yeah, definitely worth looking at. And there's some really good art too in those Power Rangers comics. There's some really dope artists in there. Um, Dan Morta, that's like some of his work is in the Power Rangers books too. It looks insane. Drawing Sages, Sage Spaz, Drawing Sage Spaz. Sorry, I've been watching your drawing videos on YouTube. It's very high quality. Thank you. Appreciate you. I knew rendering in 4K was worth it. Is it CW? You saw me CW. Oh, wait, is it cartoon? You know, that's funny. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, no, yeah, that's actually that sounds so comical. In our day and age, it probably is, you know what I'm saying? You know the real. Oh yeah, you know that dude correct. That dude is a different individual. He him for he him for real. And he still has trouble getting his shows pitched. So if he has trouble, I'm cooked. There's no hope for me. I'm dropping Screw Break on YouTube, bro. Oh, so what's your next project after this drawing? Um, that's a good question. I either am going to do something that is based off of my original characters from my story Screw Break. Like I have a like five original characters that I'm slowly developing over time. Got Subject 4, Model A2Z, Space Boy, the Miscoded, and Blue Coat. Those are like the four characters I got right now. And I want to like introduce them in a way where like more and more people are familiar with them. Like have people kind of think of them when they hear my name. Kind of like introduce them that way. But the only way that I can do that is if I draw them more often. If they show up on my feed more. So I was like, you know what, I should probably dedicate some time to making a piece with them. The last time I drew one of my original characters earlier this year, it was Subject 4. Um, he's like palming a basketball, and there's like other like poses of him like playing basketball on the drawing. Um, Matter of fact, let me see if I can show it on the stream. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bro, I forgot I put this in here. Hold on. This is number 3. This is not the image I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me look it up. Huh. Can PDFs even be seen? No, they cannot. How should I do this? Oh my goodness. How about this? I'm gonna open it up on Clip Studio Paint so y'all can just see it that way. Uh, yes. We'll turn this off real quick. Hold on, hold on. There we go. That's one of the characters Subject 4. I drew this in January this year. Um, so that was the last time I drew something that's pertained to any of my original characters. I have another original character that looks like me, model A to Z. When was the last time I drew that one? Ah, yes, here's another one. Unsupported file format. Man. Let me see where. So there's A to Z on the right. Uh, then Subject 4 again on the left. So, I very recently added those pants. But that's the Screw Break logo hiding in one of the buildings. Um, there was another character I drew. Let me show you another one where 3 of my characters are hanging out. There we go. So A to Z, Subject 4, Space Boy. Got some trading cards in his hand. That's actually another original character right there, the miscoded. Um, got the VIP logo. The VIP logo actually has another character named Bluco in a silhouette, but it's very hard to tell. You could not tell from there. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you what Bluco looked like. There we go. There's Bluco. Got the hard hat installed directly on the head top, you know what I'm saying? And where's the miscoded at? Let me show you all miscoded. He ain't never going. Now, to be fair, if there's one to dodge, that's the one. Yeah, there was one to dodge. That's the one for sure. This system is coded. Has the ability to distort, corrupt any data pertaining to it. That's why there's like these weird artifacts happening behind it. Freaking cameras cracked, just weird things, just having just weird visuals on the screen because the miscoded doing that. Miscoded got like that. But yeah, those are the 5 characters I've made over the years. Uh, I hope to one day have them featured on something animated. Back to my regularly scheduled programming. I want to be star player. You want to be the what? Is it giving you? I wouldn't even finish the question. How do you draw the head from different angles? I've tried a lot of methods to varying degrees of successes. Um, that one, that one is just a matter of like looking up references and just seeing how the form of the human head like appears from different angles. Um, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Uh, or you can try to have like a more profound understanding of the planes of the human head, and then if you have a strong enough understanding of 3D space, you can kind of rotate those planes and adjust them however you need to make it look accurate enough. Um, so that's kind of like how I approach it. It's like I'm so used to drawing uh, the human head at this angle that um, it's not the most difficult thing anymore. But it's still good to look at references because sometimes you assume something looks a certain way, then you find out, oh no, that was totally wrong, which you know happens to me all the time. Watch me pull up the Power Morphicon, have this print available, and nobody asks if I have Lost Galaxy. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be peeved, bro. Because I know they was asking for Lost Galaxy last time I was there. I know they was. It was either there or a different commission I was at where they were asking for Lost Galaxy. Which one? The pirate? Oh my goodness. It's funny too because I don't think many people like the English version at all of that one, or the Power Rangers version of the pirate one, because that one is Megaforce. People don't really like Megaforce, um, but they really like Go Kaija, which is where it comes from. That pirate season. In fact, it was kind of crazy. There was apparently an episode, I think it was on ESPN. The freaking Red Ranger from Go Kaija shows up. He's just sitting on the chair chilling with ESPN guys, and they're like, so they ask him like, okay, so when you like how do you warm up for like how do you get ready for doing those all those flips and stuff? And then he doesn't say anything, but he's just like miming that he trains and works out, or he like does push-ups and stuff before he gets ready. He stretches. And they're like, oh, okay, I see. It's a very silly clip, and it's just very bizarre to see it. They're like, whoa, is that a Power Ranger on ESPN? That being said, the Red Ranger from Gold Kaija will be present at Paramorphicon. So, maybe if I have enough time this year, before Paramorphicon, maybe I whip out the Gold Kaija. I'd probably have to watch the season first. Maybe that'll be my first or second Sentai drawing. Die Ranger is my first Super Sentai drawing. Almost every other Power Ranger I've drawn is Power Ranger and not Sentai. Um, some of course are interchangeable, like Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm is Ninja Storm. Like it's Hurricane in Japanese, but there's no like difference. There's no discerning difference between the two in terms of like lore or how the characters look. Like it's pretty much the exact same. SPD, pretty much the same. Dino Thunder, pretty much the same. So it's like you can kind of interchange those for Sentai or Power Rangers. But like Time Force, the Yellow Ranger in my drawing is definitely female. Um, in this one, the Yellow Ranger is female, but uh, in Gingaman, she is the dude, if I remember correctly. Laga, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Les Jean. John, the one with the metal jaw. Oh, you Rodney's son. I don't get that either. I kind of don't like it. Like what? It's kind of gross. Um, but it makes sense. I mean, think yeah, it makes sense when you like when you start to like add it up. Yeah, because he got drafted 03, left Cleveland in like 2010. So that means he was there 7 years. Stayed on the Heat until 2014. So that's 4 years. Stayed it came back to Cleveland and left 20 I think 2018, 2019. I think he's um lengthwise I think he's been on yeah, like the Cavs he's been there for like either 9 or 10 years more or less. And that's two and just not in a row. Yeah, it's not one go. It's like two different stints on the Cavs. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's crazy to think about. The Pora, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well. Do you? Do you really believe in him, Quanta? Do you really believe in him, Quanta? Do you? Photographer, are you doing the cinema meme with emotes? Gotta clean up some of these spots. I missed the spot. I missed the spot. I missed the spot. I missed. And that's how the Brazilian funk starts. Oops. Illumination. You lost to the YouTuber? Say no. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Musa, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream, the late night stream. I should not be up right now, but we are. Hoop today? Nah. I was chilling today. I went to the Masjid for Jummah prayer, and then what else did I do today? Uh, Not much after that. It's just my sister was bothering me about some new drink at McDonald's. I think it was the it's like some blueberry Sprite dirty soda. I don't know what it was called. I don't, I don't know what it was called. I don't know why. I don't know why she called it that, but it was basically a refresher thing, like some caffeinated drink. I don't know. Um, um, Here I'm gonna look it up. McDonald's drink refreshes McCafe brand visual identity. Maybe it's part of this. I don't know. Either way, we went out to get that along with some. It was like $4, right? Yeah, that one. So you know what it is. Um, yeah, we went to buy that. Got some groceries. And then I think after that I was pretty much just chilling. I was watching a lot of Kamen Rider today. I watched like six or so episodes of Kamen Rider. I was like, well, healthy amount today. I think in 2 days, 2 3 days, I should be done with the season I'm currently watching. Um, Kamen Rider Hibiki, and then after that, I will begin my watch session with Kamen Rider Kabuto. I think that's the next one I gotta watch. Way to put a dent in it. We're getting closer to One Piece. You you have a different you have different stocks you've invested in for why I should finish Kamen Rider. Uh, Musa, I told Musa that if I successfully watch all of Kamen Rider, um, then I will highly consider watching One Piece. Because it's unfortunate. The even more unfortunate that I will start from the beginning. Uh, Even though I've like kind of been through like that chunk of One Piece a decent number of times via manga or games or show, but I'm gonna go through it again. Like I still remember like watching on TV the freaking like one of the really early arcs. The I forget the official name of the arc, but it's when they meet Sanji. Like I remember watching that on TV. And it was cool. I like that season. It was like is it was very interesting seeing like an entire story arc happen on just on a boat. on, or not, boat is the wrong word. They're on a ship, but like the entire time that arc takes place on a ship, and it's like, huh, it's kind of cool. And just a whole bunch of stuff happens. You meet freaking Hawkeye's Mihawk, and then that crazy stuff happens, and then um second worst time skip. Frick. Wait, who's the worst? Bleach? Huh. Okay, okay. That makes more sense because I'm thinking to myself, huh. You could play Pirate Warrior 4, that would give you a good synopsis. Improper slander. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel sorry for the One Piece fans that might be interested in me watching that show because I, I if I ever do start it, I intend on watching all of it, even the parts they ask me to skip. I'm gonna be like, nah, we're going through this too. This part of your show. this is this part of your show. I'm going through all of it. Going through all of it. Because you see, like yes, I would like to catch up, but I'm not. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm not in a crazy rush to do it. If I do start the journey, it's like I'm gonna properly pace my viewing experience, similar to what I'm doing with Kamen Rider. It's like, okay, 1 to 5 episodes a day, every day. Um, so I probably will do something very similar with One Piece. I'll probably just watch minimum one episode uh every day until I just go through the entire thing. Because like once you don't watch an episode, like you let a day pass and you don't watch an episode, that means you've made zero progress, which is not good because it's like it makes it much easier to not make progress the second time, the third time, and the fourth, and then before you know it, months have passed and you're still in the same spot. So like my mindset is even if it's just one episode, that's one episode further down the progress. Um, because in theory, if I were to just watch one episode of One Piece every day, um, it would take about 3 4 years. Uh, but that's assuming I don't watch more than one episode a day. So it's like, okay, cool. The absolute longest it will ever take for me to watch One Piece, if I were to watch one episode every day, would be 3 to 4 years, and that's the longest. That's the longest time I got. So I can shorten that. Maybe I make it 1 year. Maybe I make it 2. Who knows? But I like having that mindset of, okay, it's not gonna at least take. It's gonna at least not take this long. Is like a good way to look at it for me. 6 months. Torture maybe if I get sick of seeing One Piece every day. Um, it really depends on like the viewing experience. That's the one thing that will probably stop me in my tracks. I know how bad the pacing can get. I know how bad the pacing can get in that show. Not in not arc wise, but just episode per episode structure. The pacing is not good because I watched it when I was younger. I remember. Like, what, like viewing wise. Hmm. Hmm. That is kind of a bummer to hear because I liked that there was more than one person on that team that had cool moments. I like that idea. Yeah, like we can't have an entire crew of people who like that. We just only have one person. Like, come on, keep up the good work, twin. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. But yeah, I'm gonna watch all of them episodes. Will I skip them intros? Absolutely. Will I skip them recaps? Absolutely. Will I skip them outros? Absolutely. Yeah, no, that man, that is so crazy, bro. The titles of freaking One Piece episodes, man. The end of so and so. Oh, thanks. You thought I wasn't gonna watch the next episode? Like you thought my attention span was cooked? You thought I was gonna be invested? For Don't worry, you won't get spoiled on One Piece. The show will do it for itself. Oh, it's gonna be Japanese. I'm sorry. I've heard, I've heard Luffy's voice. I'm not sure if I can stomach it. I'm not sure if I can stomach it. Maybe I'll switch to English dub for arcs where I'm like I'm just over it. Like I'm not trying to. It's just not trying to hear it for real. Like if there's an arc where I'm like, all right, they literally wasted my time. I'm just gonna turn on the dub because that way I can listen to the episode and not have to look at it. Because if there's one thing I know that show will do, it is waste my time. That I already know. So I'm gonna turn on that English dub and be productive while that episode plays. But this is all assuming that I finish Kamen Rider. Just don't skip the fan mail episode. Fan mail episode. I didn't even know they had those. Oh, how did I not see this? Mukiayo. Did I say that right? I probably didn't. I'm sorry. Um, Also welcome Tough Bot. Um, I remember some of the arcs from the video games. Like I remember it was the first time I heard about Skypiea wasn't even in the show. It was through One Piece Grand Adventure. Like the furthest I had gone before that game, before I started playing that game was there was fighting Sandman, and so I knew about him. And I'm playing that part of the story in the game. I'm like, yeah, I recognize this guy. I remember the numbers. So I'm chilling. Then all of a sudden they're like, we got to go up. I said, huh? what do you what do you mean up? What do you mean you're gonna take the ship up? And then, sure enough, the Skypiea arc starts in the game, and I'm like, what is this? I've never seen this before. What's his name? What did they call him in that game? I think they called him Anel. Um, that game, mind you, that game called Zoro Zolo. That's how old that game is. It's freaking ridiculous. It's romanization and whatnot. Um, the Japanese characters. Yeah. It also sounds like the legendary hero, the legendary character, Zoro. There's no L's in there's no L's in Japanese, you know. So I remember back in the day they used to call him Bills. before that before that movie dropped for Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, they used to call him Bills. That's what they was calling him here. I was like, huh. Beads. How do you not get lost? How do you not get lost in the details? How do you figure out how much detail you need to have? Oh, that's a constant battle. I'm not gonna lie. Even now, I'm like, okay, is this too much? Is this too little? Like as we are speaking, I'm thinking about it consistently. Um, but what? That's why I like zooming out a lot when I'm working on stuff like this. Like when I'm doing the finer details, I zoom out and go, okay, does this still look right? Okay, does this still make sense to have this much detail in this area? Like, does it make much of a difference from afar? Um, like literally, like you see, like what I'm doing right now, like zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out, seeing if it looks okay from multiple um perspectives. Would I? Would you? Would I? Would you? Would I? Would you? Would I? That boy's name was Schnitzel. yesterday I found out Instagram actually does stream my entire screen. For a while, it was just um, like a portrait crop, but now it's actually showing the full landscape stream. Unfortunately, I don't think you can rotate it on its side, but the fact that it is showing the whole thing is uh, information that is valuable. So, like art, am I right, fellas? You said it, Blank. You said it. Yeah, I've been doodling and whatnot, perhaps even creating. Oh, shoot. Oh, my goodness. I honestly should doodle more. I don't doodle as much as I used to. Usually I just get straight to a project. Maybe I should go back to doodling just for the fun of it. I should do it on days where I don't have any dedicated like live streams or projects I'm working on. Maybe I'm just chilling, taking a break from one. Should do it then properly. I do it to draw for myself because low key I just been drawing the post. Need a little me time for real. Yeah, I mean definitely understandable because very easy to get lost in the sauce of just posting for the sake of social media interactions. Like sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you just want to just doodle something real quick. You don't want to. You don't want to worry about composition or trending topics or appealing illustrations. Sometimes you just want to just put line to paper. I'm just trying to make bad art. Yeah. That reminds me, sometimes my mom will I don't know if she does it anymore, but I remember when I was younger, I would see like I would notice that anytime she's talking to somebody on the phone, she would grab like an envelope of like some some mail, and she would grab it, get a pen, and just start like drawing like squares and circles and just lines. She would just doodle onto the envelope as she's talking to somebody. And it's just like, I think I know where I got the drawing habit from. Start defining the shoe a little bit. Let's add some of them details now that we got most of the shading in. Broly. Broly, no. Don't waste your time on them. Kakarot! No, I don't think so. This Saiyan is mine. Kakarot! Whoa, Vegeta's attack was like nothing to him. Listen, Broly, some friends call me Kakarot, but my name is Goku, and you're not my friend. uh, I got my interest in drawing from my sister. She doesn't draw as much as she used to, but I still try and get some friendly competition going. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like you can tell a lot of this. You can tell there's a lot of people out there that liked drawing or had a passion for it or an interest in it some time back, but um, for whatever reasons they vary. For whatever reason they drop it. Like could be because they just didn't have the time anymore. Something else gained their interest. Um, they did, they might have not believed they could get anywhere with it. Random things like that happen all the time. Uh, but it is kind of funny. Like it's interesting to like see some artists get inspiration from other people who used to draw, but the inspiration they got it from that person no longer draws, or maybe no longer draws as much as they used to. Roll? And he knows. Do I leave it? Do I leave it like that? I mean, I could if I want. Well, I should probably just keep it like that. There we go. Let's go back to the blue and pink layer. We're gonna go ahead and grab Nani. The battery's already dead. Um, what was I gonna say? Uh, I was gonna go back to the pink and blue ranger to fix the, or at least readjust the areas where their black zigzag pattern shows up. To be honest, the tables kind of turned with me and my sister. I didn't even want to start art in the beginning. Oh, that's interesting. So you had like a, you basically had like a role swap. Ladies and gentlemen, the Macy's in my local mall is now void of any product or shelves. It is a mere husk of what used to be a store. No idea what's going to take its place, if anything. But it is very strange to be part of a generation that witnesses the death of the mall. Macy's, in my opinion, is an F tier store. Naruto filler music of mall wanderer. Yeah, the few times I've been into a Macy's, um, I never really purchased anything because like everything was just expensive enough for me to not want to buy anything. Like I'm going around the store and I'm like, yeah, none of this is like affordable enough. When someone order your print, do you have customer from overseas? Sometimes. The shipping is a bit expensive, but sometimes. Really is. I was never the kid to hang out at the mall if I wasn't buying anything, but seeing them turn into ghost towns with no kids running or through is it's crazy. Yeah, it's very depressing. If you have a mall near you, um, and you walk in, you'll notice how slow it can get. It's just like, man, like this used to be bustling. There used to be people left and right walking around, doing whatever, buying stuff. Bags of groceries, not groceries, bags of merchandise in hand. Different names of stores on each bag. You know me, I'm at the GameStop playing the demos. That's what I'm doing. There's a comic shop now at the mall I'm at, which is really cool. But it's just like, dang, who gonna buy the books at that comic store when nobody pulling up to the mall? So it's like it's a little unfortunate. Um, I want to order print, but wait, you draw Ultraman first before because I'm Southeast Asia. Oh, I think yeah, I think I'd be able to send something there, but it's just it would be a bit pricey. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the rates for Southeast Asia, but I one time sent something to Australia, and oh my goodness, the, the shipping for Australia. I think I spent it was like $30 or something, or maybe more than that. I don't. I just remember it being a lot. I was like, yo, Australia. You know what? Since we already here, hold on, bro. I got you. Watch this. But I add another watermark. Boom, 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 bam, bop, bada, bop, boom, pow, boom. Another watermark. That makes, what's that? Five watermarks. Five watermarks in this drawing. Hey man, prepare yourself. Um, I never been more heartbroken than I have when they closed the Sears in the mall I used to go to as a kid. Yeah, freaking Sears, bro. Oh my goodness, we used to stay going to Sears when I was younger. Yeah, bro. So yeah, my mall at Sears, Macy's. I think is Belk on the way out? Belk might be on the way out, if not already gone. Um, Saks Fifth Avenue looks like a museum installment. It looks like contemporary art. There's just like nothing in there except for like a couple of display cases. It looks so bizarre in there. Um, it's bizarre, bro. It's bizarre. Yeah, especially the security check, the package plus the price more. Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about that too. Security clearance and all that. Oops. Sears and Kmart were peak wandering when I went out. Kmart. Oh my goodness, Kmart. That's another one. One place I really liked going to when I was a kid was Circuit City. That was a cool spot. Like it was cool that Best Buy and Circuit City were like these kind of tech retail competitive like stores. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to Circuit City or you go to Best Buy. Me as a kid going, psh, I had to go to both. So you just going to each store and just checking out the technology, checking out the new stuff. Um, that was always fun. I remember I would go in and I'd see those really fancy, cool looking sound systems. Like speaker designs were really fun and cool to look at back in the day. They had some really cool speakers, really cool home systems for audio. I don't know, it was just cool seeing all like these nice like lights and just cool structures they have for speakers and the UI design and all that. It was like it was a nice vibe to it. I still see a little bit of that when I go to like Best Buy for and I look at the car radios. But that's really all it is now. It's like I don't know, it doesn't have the same amount of like I don't know. It's not as fun. The technology doesn't look as fun anymore. Maybe maybe that's just my nostalgia glasses being put on, but I don't know. I remember I used to be a little crybaby. Anytime my mom went out somewhere without me, I'd be like, "Come on, yo, what you doing?" And I'd be inconsolable until my dad's like, "All right, let's go to Circuit City." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Problem solved. How many of your life points did you deplete as an LA local? just indirect damage. he said he said it go will bam go. uh, that is foul. I always wanted to go into PC Richard and Son because the building was shaped like a giant ship. You see, that's what I'm talking about, yo. There's a little bit of whimsy there, but because we in late stage capitalism and whatnot, and it's far more economically sound to build a structure that once this company goes out of business or moves, another company can just pick it up and add some cute little decorations. They ain't even got to rebuild the whole thing because it's not ship themed. You know what I'm saying? It's more resourceful, but dang it, it's not as fun anymore. You don't want to make taking my money a little more interesting for me? Hmm? I didn't really go too much of the techie stores, but when I did, I just went straight to the TVs or console setups they had up there. You know, them demos would keep a kid occupied, bro. If you were a parent and just wanted your kid to stay in one spot, take him to the store where there's demos, bro. That kid's not going anywhere. Yeah. It's funny too. I remember like my neck would always like be strained from playing the demos because they had them like elevated up. Like they'd have the controller low enough for the kid to pick it up, but the TV would be like propped all the way to the top of the shelf. So it's like you're just doing like the pose where you're playing the game, but the back of your neck is invisible because of how far you're looking up. I remember that's how I played Arkham Asylum for the first time. I was in a Target and they had it available as a demo. I was like, oh, let me try this game. I was like, this game's kind of lit. Game kind of fire. Oh, I just remembered. I just had a memory unlock. I remember playing the PS3 Ratchet and Clank, like the very first. I think it was the first Ratchet and Clank to drop on PS3. And they had a demo for it, and that was when I found out that the PS3 DualShocks have a gyroscope because I'm playing the game and they're like tilt the controller. I said tilt the controller. This ain't the Wii. What are they talking about? I tilt the controller and lo and behold, the character moving. I said, oh no. Yeah, I had to be flash because I already knew there was some other kid on the setup and they were not gonna leave. No, no, literally. That's the only drawback to demos back then. You just gotta hope another kid not in the store gonna be on the game. Bro, I remember in the GameStop they had Marvel vs. Capcom on their machine in that store. So if you wanted to, you could run some ones on Marvel vs. Capcom with some other like other customers. Please speed, I need this. Dum 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 dum. What's good, Z's? What's up, Kabais? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I definitely should not be up to that right now because I definitely have work, but it is what it is. Um, what time is it now? 240. So okay. So I'll probably close this once we hit three. Either we hit three or I get most of the shading done here. Hmm. Don't mind me just watching. I got you. I got you. Thanks for stopping by. Uh, it's not the most eventful stream, but uh, hopefully you'll gain some value from it. What does? Let me see. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. What am I hearing? I can tell he's rapping, but it just sounds like a full blown conversation. Wait, what? Hmm. Um, I heard in Sentai they like doing that on the last episode. Like, I forget what season they start doing it in, but basically what they do is it's like a very short clip, but it's like the Red Ranger from the previous season and the upcoming season. They basically like high five each other or like greet each other and be like, "Hey, you up next?" type beat. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll do my best." And then they like walk, like they cross each other's paths, and they be like, "Hey, what's up? Good luck." And then they keep going. But yeah, we don't have any like Power Ranger equivalent The last time we saw something like that was I think, I don't know, Turbo. Power Rangers Turbo, when they basically told Tommy and gang, hey, by the way, y'all too old for this, so we gonna replace y'all with a younger group while y'all get to live y'all lives. y'all y'all sir It was like, y'all served your purpose as being Rangers, and as a thank you, we want you to live the rest of your life. Do not keep serving us. And that was when we had our first ever Black Red Ranger. ZZ, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well. All right, man. Oh, today I found out, or last night, found out that my Instagram has 40,000 followers now, so that's pretty cool. And a lot of the extra followers I got is from that animation I did of Goku and Frieza. Like when I dropped that post and then I saw like the number of people I was getting as followers, I was like, wait, I think I might hit 40K. And then sure enough, Instagram sent me a notification showing me you got 40,000 followers. Congratulations! If only the Smash announcer was there to tell me this. Congrats, thank you. What's up? Thank you. It kind of made me think about the times where I didn't have that many followers on Instagram. I still remember when I only had like 300 on there way back in like 20, I don't know, like 16, 17, maybe even 2018. I just didn't have that many followers back then. And then it's kind of crazy to think that now I do have 40,000 people who saw my account and decided to follow it. Even if they don't see my content now, like even if they don't engage with it, the fact that 40,000 different individuals, you know, or at least 40,000 different accounts, maybe people have multiple accounts, who knows, but 40,000 times somebody saw my profile and said, "Yeah, I think I'll, I think I'll keep track of what this person's up to." Like that's pretty cool. Like that's it's cool to think about it that way. So yeah, thank you all for helping the account reach 40,000 followers. I think that's the most I have on any social media platform too. Um, I think the platform I have the second most followers on might be TikTok. It's either TikTok or Twitter. I think on both of them I have like 24K or 25K somewhere around there. Um, YouTube has been recently growing a little bit because of the same reason for my Instagram. It's the Goku Vegeta, Goku Frieza illustration. The time lapse video did pretty well, so it's like getting a nice surge of followers from there. Trying to make sure the tricep is still visible as a like muscle group while maintaining the material like surface like rendering of the material. Okay, cool. I like it. We have 5 Rangers painted. The next session, I will more than likely begin my work on Magnet Defender, um, which is this guy over here. I might do some adjustments to his silhouette. He feels a little, I don't know, kind of bland. I put a regular human body underneath the armor, and then the armor itself is chunky, so it makes him looks like a short like person, but Magnet Defender is kind of tall compared to everybody else. So I got to do something with like the proportions of its body. Maybe I like slim down some of the armor pieces and like make them closer to the body, more snug. I don't know. I'll mess around with it probably. See what I can get out of it. But I will call it here for this stream. I gotta get ready for work in 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 some hours from now. So might as well get as much sleep as I can. Um, good night, inshallah. Your shift goes by quickly. Thank you. Inshallah, yeah. Fortunately, the most recent shifts haven't been too insufferable. So I think we'll be okay. I think we're gonna do all right. Um, but yeah, it's we had a good session tonight. We had some progress made. Um, hope to see you guys next time around. I stream. I unfortunately don't really have a set schedule for my streams. Um, but it's safe to assume that I'm probably going to stream at some point in the evening. That seems to be the most current through line of all my streams. They all happen during the evening. So if you want to catch one of these streams, just be on the lookout, like post afternoon, just like sometime during the night. I'll probably be live. But until then, take care, everybody. Farewell. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.